One of the hallmarks of recovery is something that we call dailies. Dailies are activities that you do on a daily basis to enhance your overall sense of well-being. Dailies cover 4 areas of our life that we need to work on every day. Now, dailies are not a cure for addiction, but what dailies do is provide a platform on which healing can occur. The 4 areas are relationships with others, emotional well-being, physical well-being, and spiritual well-being. Let's take a look at some of the things you can do on a daily or regular basis for each of the 4 categories, and then talk about how to make a plan to ensure that this happens. The first is relationship with others, and there are all kinds of things that you can do to enhance your relationships with others, including avoiding professional isolation, spending time playing with children, engaging with coworkers, spending time with another adult in healthy ways, consciously smiling at others, doing random acts of service or kindness, writing a letter to a loved one, playing on a sports team, participating in a family or group activity such as hiking or bird watching, telling someone what you are specifically thankful for them about, or doing family chores or singing together as a family or as a couple. The second is emotional well-being. And what this is talking about is how do you maintain your own foundational emotional wellness? In other words, how do you handle things when you begin to be anxious or depressed? How do you help take care of your emotions so that you feel more happy most of the time? Here are some suggestions. Celebrating your accomplishments and your progress, writing in a journal, identifying or maintaining your personal or relationship boundaries, identifying and reaching out to people who can support you, enjoying beautiful scenery, remembering happy or peaceful past events, sharing intimacy with loved ones, creating an inviting atmosphere with lighting, music, and organization, taking some quiet time, spending time with people who support you, or asking for help if you need it. The third category is caring for your physical health. And there are lots of different ways that we can take care of our physical health, including using relaxation or breathing exercises for at least 5 minutes a day, exercising 3 to 6 times per week for at least 30 minutes, going on a long walk, getting adequate sleep, spending 10 minutes outside, reducing the amount of screen time with television, computers, gaming, or cell phones, keeping a food journal, limiting sugar or fat intake, limiting the amount of caffeine you take in, following nutrition guidelines or following a diet plan, soaking in a hot tub, getting a massage, or exercising like yoga or dance or jogging or swimming or doing something in the garden even. The last category is spiritual health. Spirituality is defined as seeking something greater than ourselves, something outside of ourselves. So whether that is a belief in God, or that is simply doing something out in the community with a greater force of good, however you define spirituality, it's still a very important part of your life. Some people use prayer or meditation, reading their scriptures or spiritual reading, attending religious services or other ceremonies, repeating spiritual affirmations, finding ways to serve others, listening to music that uplifts you, singing, and many other ways. As you take a look at these 4 categories, ask yourself, are you in balance with each of these 4 categories? Are there any of the 4 categories that you do not spend much time in? What would happen if you made sure that every day you spent some time working on each of these 4 activities? What we found is that individuals who are struggling with addiction, or the spouses of individuals who are struggling with addiction, as they begin to act on these dailies and do them on a daily, regular basis, their emotional, spiritual, and physical strength becomes stronger, and then they are much more able to withstand the trials, temptations, and struggles that life throws at them. They're able to prepare themselves to heal from the addiction because they're taking care of some very core fundamental aspects of the healing process. How we recommend that you do dailies is that you use one of the dailies forms that we provide. A copy of that is attached to this lesson. You identify something that you're going to do on a daily basis in each of the 4 categories. Then you will notice that there are also additional categories that are left blank. These are other things in which you have identified that you might want to work on. Then, every day, at the end of the day, you do a self-assessment to determine whether or not you completed the items that you indicated you were going to do that day. If you did them, you get 0 points. The goal is that you not get any points. We don't want any points. This is kind of like a golf sheet. If you didn't do them, however, you give yourself 1 point. At the end of the week, you add up the number of points you have, and that gives you an idea of where you need to work. We found that individuals who do this on a consistent basis have lasting recovery. Their relapses are less likely to happen, or if they do happen, they don't last as long, that they are able to find themselves in a much more grounded place so that they can say no to the temptations that come at them. And I've also found that individuals who do not do their dailies on a regular basis continually end up relapsing, continue to struggle, and oftentimes eventually leave recovery behind them and live the life that has led them to pain and destruction in the first place. Your homework assignment is to write out a daily sheet, planning out how you are going to accomplish each one of the tasks that you have assigned to yourself, and then begin to track them, finding an accountability buddy and reporting your accountability to that person, letting them know how successful you are and where you struggle, and continuing to make improvements along the way.